because David Rasche, years ago, before he was famous, and of course she was an international celebrity, as she has been for the last 30 years, they were in, this was in your, I live in an apartment in New York that's 4 stories high, and I'm an international.
It was 10 stories high.
10 stories high. And he was a poor, humble actor, and you were in an acting class together.
Yeah, we were.
He has stories about you.
Oh, he does? Oh,
yes.
No!
Ladies and gentlemen, David Rasche, here he is. Good morning.
Why? What are you going to say? What are you going to say?
Shall I sit here?
Yes.
You sure? Let me sit here.
Let's sit on the chair, please.
So you want to sit
I
here?
just want to know where to sit. This one?
Okay.
I'll sit in this one.
Oh,
Hello.
no.
Okay.
Hello.
We're not going to ask you anything. You go ahead and tell.
Well, it was a long time ago,
Ah.
and there we were in New York, and we were in this acting class with a guy named Bill Esper, right? And we used to do these, we did repetition. Remember repetition
Yes.
exercises?
Yes.
Shall we repeat
Yes.
for the people?
Yes.
Okay, we say like, you're sitting very straight.
You're sitting very straight.
No, then you say, I'm sitting very straight. Well, it's been a long
you're
time
sitting-
ago.
She hasn't
And
changed.
No,
No.
you're sitting. Okay, I'm sitting very straight.
You're sitting very straight.
You're sitting very
See, it doesn't
straight.
matter. She has to say,
I'm sitting very straight.
But
See,
anyway,
I
it's
did
a
this in class
repetition.
too. That's why I got kicked out.
That's
okay?
right, but she was very popular. And then we were put together. We had to do a scene, and mostly what you would do is you try to find a scene, an improvised scene, that had to do with something that was very highly charged emotionally, you know, like you. Oh, you had to have an activity, remember?
An
You'd have to, like,
activity.
your mother's, your dead mother's ashtray you just broke, and your father is coming over to visit, and if he sees that it's broken, he'll be devastated.
Excuse
So
me.
you have to glue it.
Excuse me. This is what you did before you did AM?
This is why she's so
All right.
good at this, because she studied.
Yeah, right, because I studied it.
So then we got put together and we had to do a scene, and so the first time was to come to her apartment, and I don't know, you stop me if I ever go over the, and or
David,
don't stop.
Excuse me, David. This is live.
Okay.
All right.
So I went to her apartment, and then you were in Joanna Carson's old apartment,
That's
right?
right.
And I'm living in the village down in some hole in the dark in the back, you know. And it was so dark that I had, before I would get up in the morning to pee, I had to turn the light on because I didn't know where it was. No, it was dark. It was very dark. But it's okay. But I was looking forward to it, so I went to Christina's, you know, and it was very nice, you know. And I said, "You're married?" She says, "Oh yes." You're like, "Oh no." The most wonderful man. He's just wonderful. Oh, how old is he? Well, he's 50, but he works out. He's really great. He's in better shape than anybody younger, you know, like me. Okay. But I'm still thinking, well, maybe, you know, if I get her in my apartment. You know, you never know. Well, anyway. So we did our acting class. We did our rehearsal. And then it was time for her to come to my house, which I was really looking forward to. You know, I just see the limousine out in front, 63 Perry Street. And what would Mrs. Marchione say is what I was thinking. And but then that night, then the day before you were supposed to come, you had some trouble with your pregnancy.
Yes,
Right.
that's true.
And I thought, sure, right. She was just chicken. She knew that there would be trouble if she ended up in my apartment.
You mean you were going to hit on a pregnant woman?
No, I remember.
I mean,
there was
really?
Well, I know. No, I know.
Oh, that's...
Wait.
No, but I would.
Just a moment.
It should be a compliment.
Just
That's
a
right.
moment.
compliment.
I wasn't there. I want to recreate the moment, though. Here you are, having a troubled pregnancy.
No, no.
Right? Here you are
That
living
sounds
in this
awful.
little slovenly pit.
Yes.
And you were going to try to seduce her?
It was a fantasy. It had nothing to do with reality. It didn't matter. You know what I mean? She's a beautiful woman, and she's in every.
And let me tell you something. You couldn't have afforded it.
I know. Apparently not.
Yeah.
I know.
Always said. To this day, I mean, I had to quit the class because I got so
That's
so
true.
big that the you know actors, the New York actors are so heavy duty. I mean, they're acting and they look at me and they go, you know, I cannot relate to that man. I had to quit the class because nobody could relate to the stomach.
No, I don't.
It's true.
Now, it's true.
It's very true.
All right, now we move the clock ahead 9 years, I believe it is.
Right. Then I was supposed to be on this show. It was last Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And so I thought, well, this is a good opportunity. I'll be able to see Christina again, and I'll be able to embarrass her in front of millions. And so I got on the show, and the night before I was on, you had another baby.
It's true.
So every time I see her, she has a baby, and if you're pregnant now, be very careful, because you're going to have it soon. I think so.
Anybody want to see David Rasche playing Sledge Hammer right now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch it right here. Come on.
G'day.
Howdy, sir. See anything you like?
Sure do, mate. I like everything. Name's Crocodile Bruce. I'm the biggest car dealer in the entire outback, down under, over easy. And I'm looking to add this lot to me herd.
You mean you're gonna buy the whole dealership?
That I do, mate. You take Tish. You see, I just love buying cow lots. Well, heck, sometimes I'll buy a cow lot, and then I'll sell it and buy it back the same day just to show off.
You sure you wouldn't rather just...
Now that's you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That's our, we're doing a crocodile Dundee action on this one.
If you had to explain that now, we're in trouble.
Ah, well, that's probably true.
Yes.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I
I'm
thought you-
looking.
yeah.
I'm just looking.
You're reevaluating him
I'm
now, aren't
yes.
you?
Well,
He doesn't. He looks the same, except your hair is shorter.
my
That's
hair is
all.
shorter. Well, I had it cut since I saw you.
Did you?
Yes. And
Ah.
that's why.
Okay.
The first time you came here when you were having your baby, we didn't know what to expect from you. because
Yes.
This man has a visage that's very, very straight, a little intimidating, and yet inside him is a sprite.
Man, come on.
Hey.
Intimidating, huh?
Hey, no. But also, you worked at Second City in Chicago in
That's
the
true, I
famous
did.
comedy improv group
Yes.
with, name those names.
Well, when I got there, the company was John Belushi and Harold Ramis and Jim Fisher and Jim Fisher and Joe Flaherty. I said him already. And Brian Doyle Murray, Bill's brother, and Eugenie Ross Lemming and Judy Morgan and Roberta McGuire. And then when John Belushi left, I took his slot in the company. And then when I left, our company was Bill Murray and John Candy and Tino Insana, who wrote for Sledge Hammer, as a matter of fact, a wonderful writer. And
David,
Betty Thomas
What
from
took
Hill Street
what
Blues.
took you so long?
I was in New York in that apartment in the dark, and I couldn't find the light.
All right, you got a movie coming out?
There is a movie, yes, Made in Heaven, with Kelly McGillis and Timothy Hutton,
Yeah.
and directed by Alan Rudolph, who is a wonderful, wonderful director. I'd say that was.
Is this a straight part for you?
Well, it's never all that straight.
Yeah.
But you know, well, I mean, straight.
We know.
Straight.
You know,
We know.
you know,
Oh, I
like
see.
We know. Yeah.
Yes.
Could you ever play a fully dimensioned straight guy without the little twinkle in your eye and the playing against your type?
Well, yes. I mean, no. Well,
There you have it, folks. There it is. All right.
Well, I just did. I did a play that was by Milan Kundera. You know Milan Kundera?
one of the
very
men-
well. We had dinner the other night.
No, you did? No, he lives in Paris.
No, he just-
Jacques
Oh,
and his
that's where I was.
master.
Yes. No, he just wrote another wonderful book, which I just finished reading about. Well, never mind.
Well, this was a play by him at the
Yes.
Los Angeles Theater Center
Okay.
called Jacques and His Master, in which I played somebody.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You're nuts.
Hey, I was bad guys
What?
before this. I played a lot of mostly rapists and things.
You were in.
Miami
Unmarried
Vice,
Women. I
was a
remember
bad
you in
guy. I
Unmarried
was an
Women.
Unmarried
Woman.
You were a KGB guy. What was that in?